Mayor Archer has been in love with Tiger Stadium for a long time. Mayor, you of all people, in fact, you own a ballpark, let's not kid about it, but you of all people must have some feeling about what goes on at Michigan and Trumbull and what it means to this city.
Joe, growing up as a youngster, I used to be Frank Leary because Frank Leary was a great pitcher, and me and the youngsters that I was playing ball with would pitch against each other, and we'd use the school building, which was brick, as a backdrop as we would try to strike each other out with tennis balls and the like. And at a time when Detroit really needed a lift, in 1967, following the riots in the city of Detroit, the Detroit Tigers almost pulled it off. But there was enormous pride in the city. It sort of helped us come together. But then in 1968, with Mickey Lolich and Earl Wilson and Gates Brown and all of the guys that was on that team, they did the impossible. They won the World Series. And it was just a huge, huge sense of pride all throughout not only Detroit or southeastern Michigan, but for the state. But it was really important for the city of Detroit.
1984, Tiger Stadium. Tell me about that.
There was some great anticipation as we just took off, and it seemed like we just couldn't lose anything in the early spring and into the summer. So it was clear we were going to win. My wife and I were, unlike being glued at the television in 1968, we were down at the stadium in the stands, and I can remember Ghostbusters was one of the popular songs at the time, but they were using, as opposed to using the words Ghostbusters, it was Goose Gossage. And when Kirk Gibson came up to the bat with Goose Gossage on the mound, you could almost have a sense and a feeling of whether it was true or not about the stories of Babe Ruth coming up to the mound and pointing to the outfield where he was going to hit a home run and actually did it. At least that's what you'd see in the movies when we were growing up. You just had the sense of power against power, a giant against a giant, a true professional against a true professional, and what the outcome was going to be. And doggone it if he didn't knock that sucker clean out of the park, and the whole stadium just erupted. And you might recall, as Kirk was coming around, he lifted up his arms and had one of the biggest growls and a lot of pride in the Tiger organization. Of course, that was what was captured on our front page. So Tiger Stadium has an enormous sense of emotional feeling, pride, and the like, and it's one of America's great ballparks. As long as there is a person alive who has ever been to Briggs or Tiger Stadium, that stadium will never, ever die.